7 minutes past 10 Central Africa time. This is On the Move with myself, Palesa and Benjamin Moshatama. It's a beautiful Friday morning looking at this amazing view on the third floor in our
Which view? Which view?
This view.
Is it the Santon view
Okay,
or the
look,
view in front of you?
We're going to be on YouTube, so head on over there.
No, Palesa,
you get to see our view.
You're dodging my question.
I'm going
Which
to ask,
view are you referring to?
the view of Auckland Park and Santon,
Not the one in front of you, eh?
No, that's also another beautiful view, but that's a conversation for later on. All right.
Okay.
Maybe you noticed that view before me. I'm worried.
No. I did. I did.
We're hanging out with Senzo Radebe. That's the view we're talking about this morning. He's an actor extraordinaire coming through from Alexandra Township here in Johannesburg. He's made quite a big name for himself, being a part of huge TV series like Gomorrah, Shaka Ilembe, where he was like, this big Zulu man.
And he is, and he's standing right in front of you.
Absolutely. And right now you can also catch him on Isita, the Enemy. We're here to unravel his life and chat a little bit more about his career, but also just about him. Thank you so much for coming through, Senzo. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great. Even better when we get to chat to some of our amazing guests here in studio. But tell us about yourself. I think the most surprising thing is that you're from the Alexandra Township and you played in Gomorrah, which is about people in the Alexandra Township. That sounds like quite a full circle moment, but take us to the beginning of your life.
Njobushilo, ngikhulele Alexandra Township, E6. Hey man, I've always been an actor at heart. You know what I mean? Smonguma. Uma has always encouraged my dreams, right? And she saw that I love this TV thing, and she, instead of buying soccer balls on my PlayStation, she bought me movies. You know what I mean?
That's
I was
cool.
watching a lot of movies.
Oh, nice.
Right? And I thought, when moves by steering, you just have to be fit, you have to take care of yourself, you have to. So this thing, akula now.
Okay,
you know
cool.
what I mean? Yeah, so. Went to Alexandra High School from grade 8 to grade 12. I did dramatic arts, I did visual arts, I did design. Right after that, I think I got my first gig in the industry in grade 12, actually. In grade 12, Mubango. And that was my start in the industry, and now we're here.
That's interesting because I was reading on that particular casting process. Apparently, when you did that particular casting, you didn't get the thing that you were going for, casted for. You actually went back on and off, and actually they didn't choose you for that particular part. They actually created a part for you specifically on Muvango. Tell us a little bit about that. That's cool.
Yes, sir. My heart was broken for a minute when they told me I didn't get the part, because that was the part that I really wanted. Only to find out, the part that they created is gonna resonate with me so much.
Wow.
Right? And I was like, shish, I know a lot of Stembi Sokumetes in the hood. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't even have to go look far.
Sure.
Right? I knew my best friend was a Tembi Sokumete. And man, I took that from him, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hold it in this character, and then we ran with it. I was supposed to be there for 3 months. I was there for 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, Senzo, there are places in the world where people never expect to find anything good. And, Alexandra has a reputation like that, Gomorrah, known for, it being like a dirty place and people, lots of crime, this and that. And what happens a lot in townships, especially townships that are synonymous with that kind of environment, is when you try to better yourself, when you try to be aspirational, the guys at the corner say, hey, you think you're better than us. You're not going to go anywhere. Why are you doing that? Why aren't you coming out in the street to hang out and smoke in the corner with us? Is that something that you also, experienced in your own upbringing and childhood, knowing that you were aspiring for something greater, to be istering, but your environment was speaking against that?
That's something that really happened, man. And it's happening even today, right? Even when I visit, I mean, I grew up with that. They used to call me Cheese Boy because my mom used to really shield me. You know what I mean? I mean, she used to really shield me. And one thing that really helped is church, right? Church was outside of the Alexander,
Okay.
right? And it was white people, Indians, and you get exposed to this other life, and you just want to stay in that life because you
Yeah.
don't want to go back to that life. You know what I mean? And the friends that I kept, you know, those are the little things that made me who I am today because I was able to choose Impilo outside of Alexandra.
And in grade 10, you decided that, you know what, you're going to take this whole acting thing very seriously and study dramatic arts. You know, what made you actually say, you know what, it's not just movies, it's something that I can actually pursue as a particular career. And did you study further beyond that in dramatic arts?
Right, it was the love. More than anything else, it was definitely the love, right?
Yeah.
It was the passion. And grade 10, I knew exactly what I wanted to do,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
I wanted to be an actor from the age of 7. So when I got an opportunity to study dramatic arts, I was like, there's no other way.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Everyone else was doing about science, but I was like, I'm doing dramatic arts.
Okay.
And then right after high school, what helped me is joining Mubangwa
Okay.
on grade 12.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I was like, I'm already in it.
Yeah. Because
I'm already
Yeah, so
in it.
what's the point?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm already in it. As much as I
experiential
still want to
training.
learn
Yeah.
as much as I can, can't I learn from the people who are already in it as well? You know,
Sure.
instead of going to school, then instead of that, I did sports science. I studied sports science.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, I actually studied sports management after high school, and I'm obviously not doing sports management right now, as you can see. So life
Something to
takes
fall back on.
exactly
You know what I mean?
life
Yeah.
takes really big turns. But for you, it almost like you knew in your mind, and even before going out, leaving school, you were already part of your path. It's very rare for people to know exactly what they want, especially from a young age, and then go on to actually pursue that and be successful in it. So, now you're on screen, but you're only in grade 12, meaning you're still a teenager, someone who's still finding themselves. What are some of the challenges that you found in terms of getting in touch with yourself, growing as a person, while also being an on-screen character at a young age?
As I said, uthando kuqala, me falling in love with this thing, I was able to distinguish myself and the characters. And before I got the first role in Empilweni Yami, I knew exactly who I am.
Yeah.
Right, and I was able to distinguish that. And then when the fame came, I took it as if I've been in the industry for a very long time. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Right, I could handle it. I couldn't lose myself. You know what I mean? Even today, I didn't start buying a BMW because
Right.
now I'm on TV.
Oh, yeah.
I was still grounded. You know
Sure.
what I mean? So I guess one is how I grew up and being Pansko strict and knowing people and knowing what's in Alexander where people are struggling, right? And for me to be who I am today is because of the people who are supporting me. You know what I mean? So I was able to distinguish myself from all the characters that I'm playing or the character that I was playing at that time and myself.
Well, hey, there have been so many more notable roles since the beginning in Mubango, and you've become a household name, both on screen but also on social media, which has been a huge platform to really catapult the kind of work that people do these days. So yeah, we still hang out with Senzo, I almost said Radebe. Senzo Radebe. He's in the studio with us, and we're still going to talk a little bit more about his acting career. But hey, don't worry, man. We're gonna also go a little bit into his life. I know you guys like the gossip. So of course, this is going to be posted on our YouTube page. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Channel Africa. You'll see all of this and get a front row seat to this interview. 20 minutes past 10 Central Africa time. This is still on the move.
Hey man, it was wishful thinking because I thought that as soon as Senzo comes into the studio that he would borrow me his abs for the entire hour of our conversation. That hasn't happened yet. But I also want to look at that because I think that speaks a little bit about your discipline and how you approach your career. Fitness is something that's important to you. It's something that also you flaunt out on your social media. It's something that you care about. You are also a personal trainer. Tell us a little bit about how fitness feeds into your artistic acting career.
Man, so growing up, watching all the lead actors, right? One thing I noticed, most of them had nice bodies, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was the way.
Yeah.
Right? So I thought that was the way. So I started doing push-ups. I started, right? Ganti kandegutando. Right? I started loving this thing and I started becoming so passionate about it. I don't see myself without fitness.
Sure.
Right? Little did I know Utinam is going to play a role in characters that I play. Right? I mean, we in SA, man, it's not like you play one character and it makes your your career.
Dude, I can't even watch Shaka Ilembe right now because, my woman watches it too much and I'm like so intimidated by all the guys in that thing. It's like, I wish I was one of y'all.
My point right now, who you are somehow plays a role in the kind of characters that you play, right? So that has been a blessing, right? I think it has been a blessing and I fell in love with something that's actually gonna make my career.
Yeah. For someone like you who's been in the industry since they were literally a kid, I mean, just in high school, what would you pinpoint as something that you saw as a full circle moment for you in your career?
One, I used to put so much pressure on myself.
Yeah.
Right? Because I really want to make it. I really want to do this. I really want to do this. And only to find out now, I had to know myself first, right? I really had to know myself first because, I mean, it gets to a point where you have to choose characters, right? That's gonna, put you on the map, right? So there was a moment in my life where I got written out of a show. No reason, no nothing. I just got written out of the show. And that moment, I needed that moment to grow with what is it that I'm doing in this industry exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I started putting so much energy into learning more about the industry. So that was the moment that puts me where I am today.
Was it because of the fact that, maybe we think there's permanence in certain parts of our careers? What was the real lesson in that instance?
So the real lesson around is that as much as umnandi ukuthi abantu bafuna bazothatha ithombe nawe bakujabulele, that's not the point of this industry.
Sure.
Right? I'm in the industry of telling stories, right? And that's what's more important. Right? So with all of this thing, I was like, okay, I feel like I'm getting consumed so much by the fame, the money, people asking pictures. So now you start focusing so much on the celebrity side of the industry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it had to take me back. That moment took me back. I'm like, okay, I'm going back home because I don't have money to rent right now. I'm not this guy on TV right now. You know what I mean? So that little moment really shifted the focus. So you need to go back to why you're in this industry.
And the growth from there has led in, I guess, a number of achievements, not just in your career, but in your personal life. I want to touch a little bit on pull a little bit on your heartstrings. I know you have a son and he's just over 1 year, 2 months right now. Tell me about that moment. I mean, you are Senzo Radebe, but Senzo now has something to... In fact, sometimes our children, we see them as they're going to look up to us. But for some reason, we start looking up to them because they build us in so many different ways.
Honestly, being a father taught me to be responsible, right? And to respect this moment right now, right? I always felt, we were just joking with the James Woods, and it feels like the industry gives you like 10 years to be relevant into. So within that 10 years, really push. So now that I have a son, I'm like, I have to push 10 times
harder.
more.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's more cool. I should know. I'm proud of my dad right now. You know what I mean? So now I have a reason to push more. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but there's so many reasons to live and to push. But let's speak about some of your biggest characters. 2023 was a big year for you. Shaka Ilembe, I couldn't keep my eyes off the storyline. The storyline, okay? I couldn't keep my eyes off the storyline because there were so many hunks. I mean, to be honest, everybody in J was a hunk there. I don't want to lie. But outside of that, tell me, I think it's so funny because for someone like you from Alexandra and people from townships, I'm from a township as well, are synonymous with like not really being that deep into culture and language. So I was surprised by, how deep and authentic your first of all, you take your language. That's something that you learned from your family, taking your language seriously and not just going with the gassy flow in terms of how you speak. We just put it together, to be honest. I say I'm Tswana, but I'm Joburg Tswana. I'm not like Tswana, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about that character development for you in Shaka Ilembe.
So where I grew up is it's called Nobuhle Hostel.
All right.
So it's full of Zulu people. Right? As much as we're in the hood, we do not lose the language.
Okay.
The minute you start saying
That's
ma,
something really difficult because it's a hostel, and people take isiZulu very seriously there.
Mara is not allowed.
no, Mara is not allowed. The moment you call it Maruti, so that helped.
Sure.
Okay.
High school, right? I had to accelerate. We learned we language as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
I felt like if you know how to speak English, you know how to speak your language, you're a good storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we use language,
Sure.
right? So you have to be really good at these things. Because I always thought from here, no, I'm just gonna be an actor, and the one thing I want to do is really excel in language.
Sure.
So that helped a lot. My upbringing and my goals.
Yeah, no, so no wonder you can't do the Mara. Because I was wondering, when people from the township, most of the time, they're so integrated in so many different languages and we can speak almost anything, even though it's not like,
Insufficient.
even if it's not authentic,
Yeah.
but we can touch here and there. But that part of your life, growing up at Hostela, really does explain a lot of things. But it's a brand new year. 2023 was great, but it's over.
Yes.
And it's a new year. What are some of your hopes for the year?
Man, njengoba ngiqeda kujoyina isitha,
Yes.
what a beautiful company.
Yeah.
Black Brains, wow, right? I felt home. I started shooting last year, October,
Okay.
right? That little moment shooting now, because I've always wanted to work with Linda, Mom Linda Sebezo, Mom Don Tandek. Of course, I worked with her on Oshaga, but you can never expect the same performance from Mom Don Tandek King,
Of course.
right? Mom Vilipi. I saw them, right? And I was like, I always want to work with, especially Mom Linda. I always wanted to work with her. And
Yeah.
I was like, 2024 is going to be sexy. You know what I mean? 2024 is going to be beautiful. And when I joined them, performance, right? These are
Top level.
These are theater people. So I need to understand it's more like that there's no way you're going to sleep. There's no way you're going to get bored. Right?
Okay.
The storyline, the people, the environment. So 2024 is going to be a beautiful year.
Is that something that you might explore? Theater, because you just spoke about it. Is it something that
I did theater in high school. So I
really?
did
Okay.
a lot of theater in high school.
Would you
Yeah.
ever do it at this stage of your career?
Of course.
Okay.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think for every actor, for you to go back, if it gets to a point where you are starting to get bored or the love is not there, go back to theater.
Okay.
Theater will just bring it back, dog. There's no cuts. There's no. You just
Yeah,
go.
you there, and the
Yeah.
audience is
Just go.
right in front of you. Yes. Sure.
Speaking about character, I mean, you come into Isita as a man who's in like or infatuated by someone else's wife. Hey, that one is it's a dangerous one. It's a dangerous one. We're gonna wrap it up with Senzo Radebe after our news. Let's head on over there. It's time for our business news with Ayanda Mkwanazi.
The personal trainer, actor, the view for Palesa right now.
And you.
yes, I'll take that. You know what? He's here, and we're having such a fantastic time with it. Let's talk about where the whole acting environment is right now. It's very versatile. The storytelling is very diverse. You know, we used to have very fixed kind of stories and very kind of static, but right now we have diverse storylines that are coming out all over the place. What's your take of it?
Man, I feel like we're at a great place as an industry right now, right? Because it doesn't just end with crime and sex
Sure.
and you know what I mean? There's so much. And for me now, just to learn how to speak English, it started with just cartoons, right?
Sure.
There's so much. There's so much that people can learn from Ingane Ncane to Umuntu Omdala, right? And I'm happy that we are moving in different storylines, right? Especially because, I mean, at the end of the day, we are telling life, right? In an
Yes.
entertaining way,
Right.
right? So let's tap in different stories. You know what I mean? And that's where we are right now. That's exactly where we are right now. As much as sex sells and crime and whatever, but I'm happy with the industry right now. They're really trying to tap into different markets and different people.
Well, what do you think has informed that? Is it the streaming facilities, the multi-platforms that exist, also just the ability for different production houses that are emerging right now to tell different stories? What do you think is the key contributor to that?
Honestly, though, I think Netflix.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Okay.
Netflix.
Okay, sure.
Netflix was like, we're not scared to go for any storyline, and then everybody's like, oh, people actually like this. Oh, this is actually allowed.
Let me
Oh,
do it too.
Let me try and do it too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think, yeah, Netflix, then Showmax, and everybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really
absolutely.
changed the way that people look at the art of acting and the art of TV, and
Yeah.
how, you know, the things that we can actually adjust to, especially as an African audience,
Yes.
because we've always been very conservative as Africans, but now we're opening up to even, you know, horror stories
Yeah.
and thrillers, and it's so exciting to see. Well, we are wrapping it up, but we appreciate you hanging out with us and, you know, taking us into a little portal into your life. Where can we find you? I mean, give us your socials. Let's stalk you and follow you, you know, do the right things.
Instagram, I am Senzo_Radebe. Twitter, Senzo_Radebe. I do not have TikTok. Please stop following people on TikTok.
No, you don't have TikTok?
I do not.
I
People
saw you
will
on
scam
TikTok.
People will scam you.
Hey, you have like
Yes.
6,000 followers on
Guys,
TikTok.
Is it not time to open
If
one?
it was
Is it-
mine, then it would be
It's not time to
250
open
already.
it.
True,
You know what I mean?
true, yes.
I think it is time. I think it is time
Especially
because people are getting
doing your
scammed.
personal trainer
Though.
stuff,
Yeah. Because I'm trying to push more fitness stuff because we're
Yeah.
about to open a production company that's just going to deal with fitness and wellness.
Oh, that's cool.
So we definitely need to jump into the TikTok space, but I do not have right now. I will
Okay.
let you guys know. And then on Facebook, there's a page, Senzo Radebe.
Okay, well, for everyone, because we are, you know, a Pan-African station, Radebe is spelled with an R, Radebe. So, yeah, just so you know exactly how to find them. But hey, we really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming through and chatting to us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome, man.
That is Senzo Radebe right here on Channel Africa. You can catch this interview on our YouTube page, simply Channel Africa. Subscribe, comment, like, share, all those beautiful stuff. And of course, at Channel Africa 1 and +27 63406 9126.